morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over a raw gold farming method that is kind of like the old ways but revamped, so to speak. That being the case, let's get into the video. Now, the old gold farming method back in Warlords of Draenor, hence why I've actually set this video in Draenor, obviously, was to go through all of the kata raids pretty much, and by the end of it you would pretty much have about 5,000 gold plus with some transmog and all of that jazz. Now, judging by what happened in Legion, that not many people did those raw gold farms anymore because the gold overdoing it pretty much cut the entire gold farming for the raw gold on all of your alts pretty much by like half, and you were getting like next to no gold. Now, I was looking into this and I was like, oh, okay, right, this seems to be a bit of a problem because it worked so well within WoD, and I was thinking, well, BFA is kind of in a bit of a lull state when it comes to gold making at this moment in time. So I was like, right, which types of raw gold farms are out there? And I was like, why don't we just go back to raids? And I was like, okay, which types of raids? So the old gold farming method was to pretty much do like your Blackwing Descent, your Firelands, and your Bastion of Twilight, along with the Dragon Soul. Now, this would give you roughly around about 5,000 gold, so pretty damn good in raw gold. Now, I took the liberty of doing some test runs on some of my alts in order to pretty much find what was best for gold making in general. So you can pretty much mass do it on all of your alts, netting in about 5,000 gold per run again. So brings back all that gold that we once had. So if you got like 10 alts, times that by 5,000, that's 50,000 gold. At the end of the day, I found this to be quite a good way in like generating gold just every week, and it is set to lockout, obviously. But the new gold making system I have kind of like devised, so to speak. Like, some people still are doing these types of gold farms, so I'm not going to claim ownership. I'm just saying these ones in order net a brilliant amount of gold. So that being the case, I found that the Fireland still nets you a good amount of gold, pretty much on your heroic difficulty, so heroic 25 man, and obviously this is going to be a lot easier to do now because we're like super overpowered and we can just completely nuke everything. The idea for the Firelands is to bring a potion of treasure finding with you in order to give you additional loot, so all of the kata ores and or the volatiles which actually sell on the auction house for a fair amount. Now, in raw gold terms, you're averaging probably around about 1,000 gold ish just from your vendoring stuff and all that jazz. You can also disenchant the greens for additional gold if hypnotic dust is over at least 15 gold. Other than that, you might as well just vendor all of your gear on the auction house, as you'll probably lose money in that term. But other than that, once you have finished the Firelands, make your way all the way over to Blackwing Descent. Now, as for me as a druid, I can just use my Dreamwalk ability and just go through the various portals to get there faster. You can also utilise your Garrison Hearthstone and your Ordinary Hearthstone in order to do this, along with your Dalaran Hearthstone. So pretty much getting around isn't that hard. Now, the Blackwing Descent drops a variety of different battle pets along with the Firelands, and these go for a couple of 1,000 gold each. I did not take this into consideration when actually putting this on there because it is up to a really high RNG basis. Well, not really high, it's more or less, it's not guaranteed. So I was like, okay, right, if it's not guaranteed, it's a bonus. So the battle pets average from around about 1,000 to 5,000 gold a piece, depending on which battle pet you actually get. Now, you can obviously look this up when you have TSM attached onto all of your characters and all that jazz. So you'll be able to just look it up if you've got like loot appraiser saying what you've got in your bags, which will give you an overall great bonus for doing this. Along with that, the Bastion of Twilight is still pretty damn good in order to do. Remember, your Potion of Treasure Finding is set to 1 hour, and you've got to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. Now, with the Potion of Treasure Finding, I do run out and reset the instance probably about 4 or 5 times, just to add it up to about 7 runs in total, and that's when my Potion of Treasure Finding is nearing its end. And then I go in and I just pretty much just blast through the rest of the Bastion of Twilight, kill all the bosses. Now, with all of the bosses, they do have some mechanics which are kind of annoying. So, such as Sinestra, I completely bypass her. I get to right to the end of the raid, and I completely don't bother with her. I find her more trouble than what she's worth. So I just completely negate that and just do the raid, kill Chargal, and then I move on to my next one. My next raid is a Wrath of the Lich King raid, and this is Ulduar. Ulduar drops a variety of different battle pets, averaging from around about 500 to all the way up to around about 7,000 gold each, depending on your realm, of course, and depending on how many people actually farm Ulduar. Now, along with Ulduar, if you are an engineer, a couple of little bonuses are you can also use our engineering on the Flame Leviathan and the XT, big fell destroyer rover thing. Now, what you actually do when you actually use your engineering on it is it gives you a load of mats of like Saronite bars, Eternals, and all that jazz. So you've got extra loot coming in. As for me, I like to do it with a herbalist as well, and that is mainly because when you're in Freya's garden, you can actually pick all of the different herbs for Wrath of the Lich King. By the way, just so you know, Wrath of the Lich King herbs don't sell for an awful that much, but because I'm pretty fast at doing it, I can seemingly just do it while rounding up all of the mobs. I pretty much kill every single boss in this raid. I do not bypass one, and I kill all of the trash mobs. Obviously, the ones leading up to the Flame Leviathan don't drop anything, so you might as well just run straight to the Flame Leviathan and just start it off like that. Jump in a motorcycle, head all the way over, and just take him out. Other than that, that is pretty much all there is, besides one other, and that is the Trial of the Crusader. The Trial of the Crusader takes you literally about 10 minutes in order to do, and that's mainly because of all of the dialogue that comes along with it. This one's more of a bonus objective, so to speak, as it only nets you about 500 extra gold, but because it's near Ulduar, I chucked it in anyway because it's so easy to do, and it has a chance of dropping some high value battle pets along with that. Now, all in total, on average, the raw gold for all of those farms out of Firelands, Blackwind Descent, Bastion of Twilight, Ulduar, and the Trial of the Crusader, which is 5, averaged around about 5,000 gold, and I was able to do it in under 2 hours. Now, the old method was around about 2 hours as well, so I thought this was a good little basis in how you can actually implement this. So it's 5,000 gold per hour, but it's raw gold in your bags. Other than that, you do have a lot more materials, and on average with the materials, I was gaining an extra few thousand gold. So that's averaging around about an extra 8,000 gold if you implement the Potion of Treasure Finding and you bring a herbalist or an engineer along with you. So 8,000 gold right there with all of the extra materials that you get a hold of. And when it comes to the battle pets, I'm not adding it on, but it's a few extra 1,000 gold along with that. And along with that, a load of different types of material plans for tailoring, engineering, and all that jazz from all of the different raids. And as well as that, you do get some high pieces of transmog, which are RNG basis. On average, all in total, with the raw gold, you're averaging roughly around about 10,000 gold for those 2 hours, just simplicity's sake. So it's a guaranteed 5,000 gold along with an extra 5,000 upwards in gold. So that's pretty damn good if it comes to putting it against the old method of raw gold farming. So I thought I'd just stick this out and just say what this system is, and hopefully if any of you even try it out, tell me what you get. I'd be love to know your results on this gold farming method, as more data provides whether it is a viable gold farm, and there's only so many times I can do it with all of my alts, as I'm consistently farming like nearly all the time. Other than that, guys, have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be on Wednesday. Take it easy, guys.